very blocky. Loud. Doesn't look anything like my face. Get the fuck out of here then. This is forever beard. It goes to the floor. Doesn't matter where you point the camera, the beard continues to go that way. Good morning. It's still morning. Oh, don't do that. Try to get that in. I think I did make... Yeah, I did. I'm having a difficult time remembering what I'm just recent to had done, not what I'm doing, if that makes sense. I had this dream that really disoriented the fuck out of me. Look, it's me. You made it to the chopper. You're inside of it now. Look, the chopper blades are chopping. You're gonna be okay. Then Arnold sticks you in the neck with a syringe. And it's not okay. Never trust Arnold Schwarzenegger. Unless he's on your team specifically, don't do it. Something creepy about his ass. Maybe it's his Nazi past. His dad was a Nazi. I don't fucking know. He's a weird fuck. So I chose to use his face. They have an old one too. They have an old Arnold Schwarzenegger and they have a young, rough, bearded Schwarzenegger.
Try to remember, when you are old,
this one does it.
if you are a man, you are distinguished. See?
The chopper.
Believe it.
I'll do it. No, Arnold. Ha, you'll die, of course. Yeah, he's a fucking weirdo. You just stopped your video? Yeah, I just stopped the other video because it ceased in being relevant. I cut it, and I had this. I had this because I have another dream to add to the dreams. And I know some of you out there are actual dream interpretists. But this one had enough of the symbols in it to put out, so it must have been for y'all to interpretist. Because me, I know what my dreams mean for me mostly. Anyway, he's gonna go on for many minutes, so I'm just gonna tell you this. That is about a lot of different things converging into being why it feels so weird now, this day, and whatever else. But there's a very weird and strange, confused, that I don't expect to be long lasting at all, but it's like the disoriented of being into a new environment that is accompanying some of the old environment that I recognize. I'm not able to articulate what it's saying right, but he tries to. That's mostly what the... Can you get my eye back? I hate it when one of my eyes stops burning. Leaves it all out of balance, you know? I'm trying to find balance and remain as fucking cutting edge creative using all the tools that are at your disposal. A lot of them are already there. You're not even aware of them. They're already there. They've been waiting for your ass to get your fucking shit together to use them or figure out what they can be used for a long time. So in that spirit, go forward. That's the spirit you need to go forward with this video being helpful. And it will be. Hearing someone tell you their experience of shit on the forms and ways that we know it to now be can be useful if they're being honest and truthful. If you don't know how to find that out for yourself, you could be in a way worse state. This guy's being honest and truthful and letting it flow through. So check it out. Have a nice day.
Remember to stay blessed and don't trust Arnold.
Share what I think it means. It's none of your damn business. But I'll share the dream and let you interpret it. Or if you know that, then whatever. Then we're already going to share that. So sounds like an asshole way to say I'm going to tell you the dream. So what's weird about it is normally if I dream and I know that I'm dreaming, I don't go and fly or do nothing stupid. I just watch. I see what's going on. and don't interfere or try to wake myself any further to do superpower shit. That would be fun. I'm sure it's possible, no doubt in it. But it's not really going to help me in figuring out what the dream's telling me now, is it? I just commanded and controlled over the dream and shut my own body process down. Sort of an asshole move, you know, what control freaks would want to do. So it didn't seem to be on the list for me of things to need to do. I'm looking out the window, and out the window there's like a stacked tall pallet thing where I'm looking at the wood, and then something's on it, some sort of, it looked like soil kind of, or something brown and soil like that could have been on it and bundled somehow. And there's this hummingbird that's pecking on one of the holes. It kind of reminds me, because I had this brick I brought up yesterday, just a single brick, but it's very old. It's very old and has this glaze on it that's at least from the 1920s or something. And everyone that knows, that's seen it before, had said similar. I don't think it's important exactly the date. They'll just say it's really old. It's in that old building shit. You would recognize it and you'd see it and be like, this is old, ugly. Definitely ugly. It's definitely ugly. Now the glaze on it is the baby blue. That's continuing to be the theme, because we're having to work out the throat chakra shit in our words, because we're trying to consciously empower the words and the things that we say without the bullshit, which for humans seems to be real difficult. We like to point out and share a lot of our experiences using our words, but then we have to say how shitty they are, and when we do that, we're actually creating more of it. So if you could tell the story like how you want shit to be, and with an understanding of, I'm saying it like this because this isn't what I got, would be a way to do it. And I've been sort of working it out in my head, like, how would we communicate our shitty situation that we want to share and be like, hey, this is shitty, this sucks, you know, without actually speaking it aloud and causing it to remanifest into a fucking again and again and again shittiness, rather than just build the fucking world we want using our words and shit we're all supposed to be able to do, which we can, we're learning, but nobody gets to run ahead. I don't have a problem with that, I guess, but it seems like having to wait for everyone else to get across the line before you even start running seems to not be as easy of a tactic to deal with either. That seems to be the arrangement that I've got going on. I've said this before, I'll say it again. It's like there's some sort of weird something, and I know it is something now because it would be the third time that this weird, kind of amazing but very fucking strange reality has done this thing, and I'm participating, so I'm not blaming. I'm saying this is something, it's good, but then again, it's however it's arranged that maybe not so good. It's like if you could push everyone ahead in like a race, we're all racing trying to get to the next point, you know, and if you watched this race and saw how helplessly humans are when they run, most of them are killing each other before they realize they're supposed to run and get to a place together. Half of them are dead. Whatever triggered the younger me into using the gift, it's too late. It's that has happened. And there's an ability to wait, push everyone to the finish line, and then enter the new world, where the new world, everyone seems to already be able to know what you're thinking and communicate to you it, and it becomes gang stalking. Not that, and I honestly, like I said, I don't think any humans are doing it per se. I don't think it's a technology anymore. I think it's a spiritual thing, but it's part of it where it seems like other people have that entry of the demonic where they can pester and mess with you, which is pretty much the only activities demons have with humans, is to try to scare them, freak them out, get them hindered from doing what they should be. And that seems to be what demonic things are doing that I've noticed, but I haven't never seen no demon. I've seen demonic, and I don't even know what to fucking say about it, other than things will get so synchronized to where nowhere you can even look anymore is any information. Shirts, the numbers, everything will be so appropriate for the moment that you notice it that it just starts to ramp up extreme. Like, I mean, it's like something's yelling at you almost without saying a word. When every fucking symbol, random thing is programmed to mean something to you, it's too much. It's too much. You just want to have normal reality with random shit in it. You don't want everything impregnated with extra fucking meaning or hidden message shit. That's an overload. You know, so it has a weird... I've heard different people say different things about why or what they did to not let it bother them. You know, I tried to talk about some of this yesterday because I was noticing how my dad said and definitely was right about it. You know, we didn't have our younger years or mine, because then he would been able to see that this has gone on with me as well. I was already taken away somewhere else. And I do think that some of this happened when we moved to Georgia. I don't remember anything. That's not really the point, but something must have happened because of what I remember thinking when I was a kid might have happened. I thought they had me murder somebody. I'm talking about like them, whoever the hell them could be. I don't know who the fuck they were. But I remember having to fight some black kid that I was friends with, and then he was gone, and then thinking that they had made me kill him was a thought that I thought I was remembering something. I never remembered anything or whatever. I know he just disappeared like he moved, but something made me think that because of... Well, there was a lot of Klan and shit in the Georgia. I remember even me and my mom driving somewhere to go shopping, and then they were out doing their thing. And let me tell you something. There is not an eviler feeling one can have than when amidst a bunch of Klan people in 3D when you've only seen them on TV and shit. That's to say that I don't really care for that shit. I don't know what the fuck they're into. I don't care for it. I don't believe in that way of doing shit. I think all the races need their own integrity theirself, and they should have it, but, you know, killing fucking people of different color, not really my thing. Burning crosses, not really into it. Georgia's got a lot of Klan, though. Or at least it seemed to be that way when we were there. It was the 80s, now mind you. But I remember that. I never forgot it at all, but I remember it was just me and my mom that had that experience. It was just me and her in the car. I don't know if my stepdad knew about it or anything. And another thing that they did, and it came up because I was having to talk to one of my people and tell them, I was like, they told me one day when I went to school that they went to the beach. Now, we lived in Atlanta-ish, north fucking Georgia. So them to be able to go to the Atlantic Ocean all the way at the southern end or eastern, whatever, however it is, far away, they'd have had to... I don't think they'd have made it back in time for me to be home from school. So I don't know if they were just fucking with me and never let me in on it, why they would say that, but it sounded enough details of a trip that they went on that I never thought anything other than later on thinking there's no way they'd have made it in that period of time. You know, and there's weird shit like that that doesn't make sense way later when you put the details out there. I could ask my stepdad. I'd call him and ask him, did they go to the beach or whatever the fuck he said, and it may not make any sense to him why the fuck I would be asking now all these years later. But he's not like one of them people or whatever, but just being in the military, he said things that I'm pretty sure he got some form of whatever they had, mind control, and he's not going to be able to break it. Like, he won't be able to say stuff if he's knowing it, like other people might be able to. I picked up on it because I probed him for it, asking questions to see what I would get. that's what I come up with. Like I said, I don't think he's bad people. Most people that are under heavy like mind control, like military grade type shit, they have a whole different section of their mind that's traumatized off that does whatever the programs they need. So it's not like it's even them. Not to say that gives you a free pass, but I mean, you should know if you're, the guy that shot JFK's brother, Robert, he was one of them.
Robert Lee Oswald.
Kennedy.
Oh. I mean,
Oswald was not the shooter. He was the fall guy. The fucking CIA shot that dude. I don't even care, whatever the fuck. Anyway, it was our people that murdered our president. That's when the deep state took over. They did it because he was going to clean up in there. And it still needs cleaned up. It's a mess. It's nasty there. It's an ugly child trafficking, fucking murdering ass, almost independent wing of our country. The FBI needs some of that house cleaning. A lot of it does. In fact, if we could just reestablish our nation slightly better again, revolution style, it would be cool, but I don't see that as even being possible in any way that I can configure my mind to wrap around it. But that's where we're at, Americans. Did you know that? Fortunately, you get to, like everyone else, listen to the end of the dream. Here's the end of the dream. So this hummingbird is pecking on this weird container thing, opening a hole. This is where I got off track with the brick, because I'd done this with the brick. So I was seeing the bird do with what I had done with the brick, unclogging the holes. The bird's doing it and not having pitchfork fingers, but the little beak that the hummingbirds have is sort of like that, because you could stick it in something and clear it out. Clean a pipe out with it if you wanted to, maybe. So then out of this hole comes this big ass raven, but this raven or crow or whatever the fuck, it has the beak that I recognize as like a crow or raven beak. The bird, other than look way the hell bigger than it should for being a baby, which is what I think the connection was with the this has happened with snakes before, so now I think it's birds and it's the same thing. This is weird that it's birds and snakes though, but it is. It's like the hummingbird was doing shit for its baby, but instead of a baby come out, it's a fucking whole nother big ass bird with a mohawk. The bird had a mohawk. It looked crazy and kind of mangy. It looked like it had been not being able to fly for a long time and slightly older. And
it's a baby bird.
It was, the dream was putting it forward like it was the baby bird of the hummingbird.
It's a dodo bird.
Then the bird was inside the house. But when I'm showing someone in the dream this thing I'm looking at, because I went and got them, I didn't have everybody appear. Even last buddy Don, except Don had this face on. I was trying to explain to him that in the dream his face looked like it was one of these faces on here, as you see right now. It wasn't Schwarzenegger. Maybe I'll show it to him for the final thing. And yeah, that'll do that. So it'll be funny. I'll tell him get to the chopper and you'll know where I'm coming from. Get to the chopper. I wish to show you this so you can laugh.
So I can laugh.
You're laughing.
Go in there. Hey, get to the chopper.
You tell you to get to the chopper, you have to get there. There's no time.